Distinguished panel members, moderator, ladies and gentlemen. There are many tipping points that can destabilize a country's sense of security, like political instability, violent extremism, extreme climatic events, or, as we're facing now, a global pandemic of massive proportions. So I'm very pleased to be able to speak with you today on prioritizing human security and looking at this as a reevaluation of what we've called national security in the times that we're in. Now, until this moment, global human development, and with it, an overall sense of human security, was doing well. Extreme poverty was coming down, and income and education levels were advancing. And yet, after 3 decades of positive trends, we now see a reversal in human development, with COVID-19 being the primary culprit and not the only one. Some might say that the previous development gains did not reach everyone, and that many were left out of these pathways to progress, and in fact, left some more vulnerable than before. And they would be right. We see that, for instance, with COVID, inequality, gender-based violence, and human rights abuses have in fact risen. This faceless, borderless virus has already reversed our course on the global goals and is having far-reaching impacts on all people in all countries. So what does it mean to be nationally secure in times like this, when over 100 million people are pushed back into extreme poverty? When economies have been brought to their knees with the closure of borders and disruption to global trade and travel. Now, science is trying to catch up, and we know it will, to provide us with a vaccine for COVID-19, and we hope answers also to combat climate change and to do it rapidly. Fiscal stimulus packages are also trying to play catch up, to funnel resources to keep markets, jobs, businesses, consumer spending afloat. We are looking to leaders to bring about mediated ceasefires and social movements to keep these leaders and public and private institutions not just in check, but also directed to do the right thing when it comes to these large existential threats. These larger-than-life challenges are not national. They threaten national security, but they cannot be responded to by national armies, national policies, and national resources alone. These are vast global crises that must be met with global and multilateral instruments that support and complement national ones. Human security puts people's well-being at the center of solving problems, and it recognizes people as the problem solvers. Through history, it has been people's ingenuity, social organization, political will, and sheer determination to bring about the changes needed that has made things happen. So even when confronted with these existential threats, this is when we need more than ever to come together, to grow back what is needed to put policies and investments where they're needed most, and to inspire people to work together on the solutions. Human security recognizes that no one nation, community, nor household can go it alone. It is the strength of shared purpose and putting that collective shoulder to the wheel, working together as governments, private sector, and civil society, that will move things forward at the speed and scale that we need it to. So to be very specific, I have called for 3 wins that prioritizes human security. First, a people's vaccine that is accessible to all as soon as possible and is covered by universal healthcare, because none of us is safe until everyone is safe. Second, providing affordable and unhindered access to the internet as a public good so that everyone can benefit from the digital revolution with access to information, jobs, and learning. And third, a switch out of fossil fuels to renewable energy to ensure a cleaner, safer climate that protects our health and our planet. UNDP is committed to helping countries along these tracks to look forward towards 2030 and to keep sight of the global goals. The choices we make today on such issues will cement countries in their peace and development pathways for decades to come. And every one of us has a role to make sure that these pathways are the right ones. So at the C20, the question I leave you with is as follows. Do we hunker down, stay defensive, and return to old habits of growth with pollution, inequality, and insecurity? Or do we choose at this moment to center our policies and investments on human well-being and human security that keeps our families, nations, and the world cleaner, safer, and more prosperous for all? Thank you.